In today's Health Watch, do you stuff yourself silly on Thanksgiving or every night at dinner, Tony, like you were just saying?
I do. We'll get into it.
Well, you're definitely not alone. Americans spend about an hour and a half eating and drinking on Turkey Day. But if you're looking to be a little bit healthier this year, look no further. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Jon LaPook, is here with tips.
Good morning.
Good morning, doctor. So what to do? Like, when should we eat? Is there a good time of day? When do we know we're full? What can we do to be healthier?
Yeah, okay. Well, we were talking before we came on about, how much is too much. And, look, it's Thanksgiving. There are these special days. If you have a medical condition, you've got diabetes, you've got heart disease, you may be on a special diet. Otherwise, it's Thanksgiving, so you're going to eat. What time should you eat? So my philosophy is eat as early as you can, and that way you give time for your stomach to empty, for you to then feel hungry again, and you can actually have leftovers the same day.
But isn't that not healthy because then you're eating twice as much?
Yeah, look, it's very hard to resist that. It's like right there, and it's a smorgasbord.
Well, talking about the feeling of fullness, right? Because it's all in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
I was telling you during the break that I cook every night. I usually veggie forward. I eat a ton of it. I like eating to the point where I'm like, oh, but I know the food itself.
What was that sound?
Oh, it's too much. Oh, but it was so good. I know the food itself is not bad. Like last night, I had cauliflower tacos last night. But is that feeling of like, oh, is that actually medically a problem?
So, my mother would have said, use your head, right? So why do you get that full feeling? Well, it actually takes about 20 minutes from the time the food hits the stomach for a signal to go to your brain saying, hey, you've eaten.
20 minutes?
About 20 minutes. So, on Thanksgiving, especially if you haven't eaten all day, because I don't want to have too many calories, and then wham, and then in 7 minutes, it's all in. You've had 4,000 calories. And then your brain goes, wait a second, what just happened? And generally, you're just gonna feel lousy, you may lie down a little bit. But I was thinking last night for the first time that this Thanksgiving may be the very first time for millions of Americans who are on one of these GLP-1 agonists, like Ozempic or Zepbound or Wegovy, where they're not realizing they can't really overeat the same way, because one of the ways that those drugs work, is by decreasing emptying of the stomach. So you could actually really feel lousy and even get into some medical problems with that.
Any truth to the idea that if you eat, you shouldn't drink liquids of any kind because it dilutes your stomach acid, so you should wait. So drink later, eat now, drink later.
Well, drink alcohol later, because what alcohol can do is alcohol and fat can decrease stomach emptying. So
what is
therefore,
stomach emptying? Like the food moving through your
stomach? So in general, yes. So a little anatomy lesson, because when people say stomach, they generally mean abdomen often, right? But it's mouth, swallowing tube, which is the esophagus, stomach, which is actually not the whole belly, not the whole abdomen, but that sac that has food and where digestion takes, then 20-30 feet of small intestine, 4 to 5 feet of colon. Now, it may take about 2 to 4 hours for the food.
4 to 5 feet, Dr. LaPook.
Yeah,
wow.
of colon, yeah.
All right.
It's amazing it all fits in there. But it can take 2 to 4 hours for the stomach, and it can vary to empty.
Okay, yes or no? Does eating turkey make you sleepy?
All right, I looked that up, all right? Yes, it can, but not so much because of tryptophan, because you'd have to have like 8 pounds of turkey or all these other things. But there's a thing called the alkaline tide, which I spoke to my histology teacher from 1980, and he said, yes, it's still a thing where when you eat food, stomach acid goes into the stomach, and then if your stomach's becoming acidic, your bloodstream's becoming basic, and that can cause you to be
All right, Dr. LaPook,
Okay.
thank you so much for this breakdown.